Recording. Good morning, crew. Hope you're having a rad day. Welcome to Raw Vlog number 20. Number 20. Pew, pew, pew. Raw Vlogs are recorded live in front of a steering wheel on my way to getting my Friday morning coffee delivered straight from the camera to you, unedited and raw. Today's Raw Vlog will be doing a little bit of channel news, a new addition to Raw Vlogs. I'm going to do a point of gratitude, and then we are going to jump into the subject matter, which is reviewing and kind of going back through some of the comments from last week's Raw Vlog where we talked about e-mountain bikes. Got a lot of great feedback, but we'll jump into that in just a little bit. Channel news, we recently hit 3,500 subscribers, 3,500 subscribers. Pew, pew, pew. So good job, crew, for getting us to that. I'm pretty stoked on it. Another piece of news is we will be up at Snow Summit this weekend. I believe it's closing weekend. So Kelly, Katie, and I are spending the weekend up there, and we'll be up there both days. They'll be riding, and I will be playing around with the new GoPro Hero 8 Black, which is the other piece of channel news. The Hero GoPro, that thing, the 8 is in, and we're going to be playing around with that and doing some testing. So I'm pretty stoked on that. Cool. So next up, point of gratitude. Point of gratitude is where I pick one thing that I am really grateful for. So today, the thing that I'm really grateful for is, well, you, crew, because you have really made it a lot easier for me to keep my mental game strong during this injury. Whoa, is that Kelly in front of me right now? Kelly's in front of me. That's funny. Sorry, I got distracted by my wife. Yeah, so I was talking with a buddy recently about how the last time I was injured and off the bike for a long period of time, I had just a really hard time. I was going crazy. I would go through really long depressive periods and manic periods where like all I could think about was getting back on the bike. And this time around, because I've had so many comments from so many of you, and I've been able to stay involved through social media, through going to events, through meeting you, and just, just being around you, whether digitally or in meet space, it's really made my life that much better and made it way easier to do this. She's over there. There goes my lady. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm really grateful for the mountain bike community at large, and specifically you, crew, for like helping me stay sane through this like long injury process. Still looking forward to getting back on the bike, but yeah, it's allowed me to stay involved in the mountain bike community. Cool, so let's jump into the subject matter. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm going a little bit of a different route because we've got some road work going on, and it's rerouting me to a different coffee house today. So yeah, a little bit different today. So last week we talked about e-mountain bikes, and I talked about my crazy all over the place opinions about it. I'm hoping that would reflect how generally the community feels about it, good, bad, different. And I got a ton of comments, a ton of feedback, and I just kind of wanted to summarize some of that feedback and also synthesize some of that feedback. So one thing that was really clear to me was that, well, first off, let's talk, just kind of like quantitatively talk about the comments. Got a ton of comments, and we got like a fair number of really long, like very rich comments with a lot of details and a lot of kind of ideas put in there. And those were, I think, 100% from people who were pro e-mountain bike. and speaking with a kind of defensive voice, defensive in a good way, meaning like they had reasons where they felt e-mountain bikes are fine and don't have any problems with it, and they wanted to kind of express that. And what I got out of that, the kind of the underlying thing there, was that there was a general feeling of, let's see if I can kind of get the glare out of you. There was a general feeling of being ostracized, of being judged, and so I think that's definitely a dynamics that's there. Another thing that I was hearing was that, like, hey, it's, you know, it's all about fun. Mountain biking is all about fun, so what does it matter what bike you're on? And I kind of understand that. I think, like, we can say that, but probably with a bit of a qualification that it's all about fun for everybody. So we're not necessarily having fun at somebody else's cost. So I think, yeah, I think it is about fun, but I think we'll get into that in just a little bit more. But the other thing that came up time and time again, whether somebody was like pro e-mountain bike, and actually there was no like negative, like 100% hater comments on e-mountain bikes. The closest thing to it was when somebody would say, like, I just wish that when people are pedaling up on a pedal assist mountain bike, that they would use the common etiquette that everybody else uses. And I heard that come through with all the comments. Everybody that talked about, you know, it's all about fun as long as people are respecting each other and applying proper trail etiquette. People who were saying, you know, e-mountain bikes are great, and they would also, you know, follow that up by saying, and I also follow proper etiquette. And I think that's really kind of what that really gets to the core of it for me, where it's almost like it doesn't matter what bike you're on as long as we are making it fun for everybody. And so that might mean I may need to not have as much fun on a particular ride as I would well, there might be somebody else on a trail that is reducing the amount of fun that I'm having in that moment. But let me unpack that concept about it's all about fun. I think the thing that sticks in my head about that is, well, fun is different for everybody, or, you know, there's all these different types of fun. I mean, and I think that's what's great about mountain biking, is that it is this activity that we are involved in, but, you know, if you ask 10 different people, you know, what mountain biking is for them, you won't necessarily get 10 different responses, but you'll probably get 5 different responses, you know, from those 10 different people. Point being, there are a lot of different reasons why people ride mountain bikes, and there's a lot of different things that we all get out of mountain biking, and we may all consider that under the umbrella of fun, but what we put under that umbrella, what we put in the category of fun, may be different from person to person. I know for me personally, like, well, Kelly does not enjoy an arduous climb. She does it so that she can have a fun descent. I personally kind of like the, you know, going into the pain cave. I kind of like the sufferfests. The saying that I've said before is it doesn't have to be fun to be fun. So, you know, what fun means, it kind of depends on who you are. But again, that's what's great about mountain biking, is it has enough leeway for a lot of different kinds of people to get something out of it. And I think that's important to remember. So I think really what it comes down to, and let me jump into this real quick. So I kind of think about going uphill on an e-mountain bike behind somebody who's not on a pedal assist bike as similar to going down through a rock garden on a DH bike with somebody in front of you who's maybe on an XC bike. Your bike is giving you a lot more ability to negotiate that terrain than the person on the XC bike. And so you may be catching up to that person a lot faster, not necessarily due to your skill or your abilities or your fitness, but because of your bike. And so, you know, proper etiquette is to give that person the right of way and let them pull over when they're ready to pull over. We've talked about this before, but I see some parallels there, so I get that. But what is at the core of both of those interactions, the going uphill on a pedal assist bike or going downhill on a DH bike, is that when you are having fun, you are also thinking about the community, you're thinking about your fellow rider, and you have the general understanding, or the deep understanding maybe, that when more of us are having fun, there's more fun, and it's just better all around. I've definitely had a lot more stoke going a little bit slower on a trail with a bunch of people that are like way stoked out, and we're just like having a good time, high-fiving, hooting and hollering, more than if I'm just like going super fast down a trail and like getting PRs on Strava. I enjoy that, but yeah, I feel like shared fun is better fun, shared stoke is better stoke. We've talked about this before, but I thought that it was interesting that even through the conversation about e-mountain bikes, we still kind of came back to this thing where everybody with all these different voices, maybe saying different things, we were all kind of centering around having a shared safe space for fellow riders and for ourselves to have fun on bikes in the woods. So yeah, that's raw vlog number 20. Pew, pew, pew. I hope you dug it. If you dug the video, hit that. Oh, actually, I want to know, like, does that kind of make sense to you? If you've read through the comments or if you commented, does this, like, is this ringing true to you, or am I just kind of missing it? I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. So if you dug this video, hit that like button. If you didn't so much dig the video, hit the comment button, let me know why. And if you want to see more videos from the MTB Allen channel, hit that subscribe button. Join the crew.